Well, good morning, everyone. How are ya? Good to be on with you guys. We'll do a little roll call as people get their notices. And good to have you on with us, guys. Much appreciated, always. And Kevin, who knew that you'd be number one this morning? Nativity, Mike from Northern, Jen, Cape Breton, right at the top, Rosalinda, Niagara Falls, Brahim, Portland, Oregon, Nick from our staff, Georgie, good morning, Halifax, Mary, good morning, and Cease from the Netherlands, we appreciate it, Donna, good morning, from Park Hill, Diane from Ottawa, Deanna LaSalle, Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia. We appreciate you guys. Francis from Vaughan. Yvonne, how are you? Linda, oh, I love Linda. Good morning. Fran from Orangeville. Good morning, Fran. Lorraine, British Columbia. Jeanette from our staff. Wendy Markham, good morning. Vera, Newfoundland. And Sue from Bolton. Judy, Massey Drive in Newfoundland. Anne, good morning. Moncton. Bill, good morning. Milica, good morning. Jean, good morning. And Luella, West Tennessee, good morning. Mary, we love you guys. Beverly, South Carolina. Zian and Jean. Good morning, dear friend. Jeanette and Carol. Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Brenda. Campbell River, British Columbia. Sandy. Washington State. The West Coast is, Judy, Julie, Julietta. 3 in a row. Good morning. Wendy, London. Couple more, guys. Deb from Timmins. Never heard of it. Diane, Thunder Bay. Deb, Cambridge. Dave, Melville. Debbie, Sturgeon Falls. Beautiful day. We've had beautiful weather last few days. Lynn, how are you? Judy and Jeanette. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming on. Diane from North Bay. Okay. Now, you know what this is? What month is it? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So let's get even more aware of breast cancer. Okay? I promised you I would talk about it in October, and I meant it, and I didn't forget as we are coming into the last week here. Okay? I didn't forget. But what caught my attention was something that I read yesterday on a news feed. Listen to this. Giving a probiotic, okay? Giving a probiotic with breast cancer. So someone already has breast cancer, made outcomes more successful. And what they were saying, if you unpack the study, is that people who were taking probiotics, and even though they had a breast cancer, they did better if they were taking a probiotic with tamoxifen. You know what tamoxifen does? It lowers estrogen. Is it chemotherapy? It's a pill they often give you. It's a medication they often give you if your breast tissue was estrogen dominant. Okay? If it was receptive to estrogen. I'm going to tell you something. If you're a woman, you're receptive to estrogen. I used to have a little discussion with any oncologist that wanted to discuss it. I was big on looking for estrogen. dominance, okay? And I've showed you that, what it looks like. Women with leopard spots looking for estrogen, your body looks for estrogen. Men, our body looks for testosterone. The problem with estrogen, every chemical in the universe looks like it. So again, what we're going to do here is sort of unpack this today. And why here we are in 2022, and I say this all the time, every year I've been saying this, 40 years. We're not winning the war on cancer. We're losing the war on cancer. Why? We haven't even made a dent. We haven't made a dent. Because they, looking for love in all the wrong places. They don't talk prevention. They talk detection. As long as medicine stays in their default mode of detection rather than prevention, I don't know what to tell you. And I know my audience knows better. But the world out there, detection. Detection. Yeah, but I do it again because I'm a repeat guy. I'm showing you a ballpoint pen. I remember going on a major newscast, our morning show, that's what it was, in the USA. This is years ago, 15, 20 years ago. I wish I would have kept the video. It's probably around somewhere. And I had just written a book. And what I was showing them was, see this ballpoint pen? Yeah. I was being interviewed by a young lady, and believe you me, I got her attention. Okay? I said, you see the ballpoint pen? She said, yeah, I see it. You see the tip of it? Yeah, I see that. I said, you know how long it takes for cancer to grow to the size of a tip of a ballpoint pen? Breast cancer, ladies? Ovarian cancer, ladies? Prostate cancer, men? You know how long it takes to grow to that? And I waited just because I know time is short. When you're being interviewed on TV or whatever, you got a minute or two, and that's it. Okay, I had 5 minutes, which is a lot of time in television. Okay, but you got to go fast. So I waited, and I said, listen, how long do you think? And she said, 2 days? I said, no, 5 years. People have this idea that cancer is quick. No, it's not. It only when it gets to the later stages, the cancer proliferates at a high speed. It really starts out as a turtle before it becomes a rabbit. Do you know what I mean by that? It starts slowly. Most people, they don't realize that. They have no idea because in our psyche, we have been drummed into early detection. Can I tell you something? See this? See that tip of a ballpoint pen? Ladies, in your breast tissue? A mammogram's not going to pick that up. It won't pick it up. You can palpate all you want. And I'm not against that. Ladies, do a self-examination. I got no problem with that. But if you feel a lump, it's probably been there 10 years. You just couldn't feel it before. So detection, I'm into prevention. And the only way to really prevent it is to understand the causes of breast cancer. The causes of it. Now we live, okay, ladies and gentlemen, because when I talk about breast cancer, men, prostate cancer. Women, just to prove it to you, by the way, you've heard me say this many a time, I'm going to say it again. In the 1970s, when I graduated, women were 1 out of 20 in Canada and the United States to get breast cancer. It's 1 out of 7, 1 out of 6 even, that will get it in ladies in their lifetime today. Are we winning? We're not winning. Men, after the age of 50, 1 out of 4 men are going to get prostate cancer. And, you know, we treat that like it's normal. It's not normal. But we're not into prevention. Now you are, and I am, but the world's not into prevention because they don't know how to do it. Medicine is into detection, not prevention. Got it? Okay. Now, that's important. So, let's get into it. Okay? Let's get into it. We might as well start with xenoestrogens. My friend, listen to me. We live in a toxic soup. Okay? I'm sorry. I know. Oh, Doc, I use organic. Well, good for you. I eat organic. Good for you. I don't use any air fresheners or whatever that are chemical or whatever. Good for you, and I highly recommend that. But the world out there, we don't understand how toxic our world is. Let me break it down into 3. I think if you get this, it will really help because there are 3 categories of what we call xenoestrogens. Got that? Xenoestrogens meaning it mimics estrogen. Your body thinks it's estrogen. Because chemically, they look like estrogen. Biochemistry. Okay? So, your body's attracted to this stuff. And it's everywhere, my friend. Everywhere. 3 main categories of them. One of them is BPA. Okay? Plastic, aluminum. I remember reading this the other day. I said, what? Cash register receipts have BPA. Microwave popcorn. Titanium dioxide. What's that, Doc? Well, see, the FDA, okay, God love them, but if it's under 1% in a food, you don't even have to put it on the label. It's not necessarily good for you. Oh yeah, but it won't kill you. Yeah, it's not going to kill you right away. It'll be a slow death. Okay? So, BPAs, and then you have triclosan. What is that? Well, those are your underarm deodorants. Those are your stupid antibacterial soaps. Ooh. I even when I say it, I get a headache. When people, you go into a restaurant and they're using the squirt, and then you go to the grocery store and it's squirt of I gotta kill that virus, You're killing yourself. You're putting chemicals right on the largest organ of your body, your skin. It goes directly into your bloodstream. Yikes! I want to scream when I see that. Oh, that bothers me. Ladies, don't touch that stuff with a 100-foot pole. Cancer, toothpaste. There's a lot of it has it in there. And there was an article, I got to bring this to you on a separate one about mouthwash and heart disease. We'll do that on a separate one. Antibacterial soaps and body washes and all that chemical stuff. Okay? Now, could they all look like estrogen to a lady's body? Men too, because of their prostate. Phthalates. What are they? Perfumes, scented candles, air fresheners, spray the air. Oh, Febreze. Febreze equals breast cancer. We live in a toxic soup, my friend, and you're not going to get away from it. Plastic has been found on Mount Everest at the top, and plastic is in the oceans, and plastic is in the placentas. That's where plastic is. Sorry. You need to prevent, because you live in a toxic soup. Okay. Antibiotics. Ladies, here's Dr. Martin's perfect storm for a woman for breast cancer. Antibiotics. What do? Well, they can save your life, but they can kill you too. How? Well, when you kill your friendly bacteria, here I am talking about bacteria again. When you kill the good guys, you get that invasive third army. Now listen, I'm not the only practitioner that thinks this way. There's not many of us, but there's some of us that believe that cancer primarily is yeast. It's an invasive species. And ladies, it loves your breast tissue. It does. Yeast. Antibiotics. Now there's other causes, but I'm just telling you, look, I'm not telling anybody not to take an antibiotic, so don't say I said that, because I didn't say it. What I did say is you be stinking careful. Plus, 2, take a probiotic when you take an antibiotic, and don't take an antibiotic forever. Okay? Because it changes your body. You get an invasive Trojan horse that comes in. Yeast is a Trojan horse, if you know what I mean. Okay? I got to talk about this because it's part of a perfect storm. You got yeast out the wazoo. You got stress out the wazoo. Stress kills. Stress kills. Okay? Stress kills. Now, I'm sorry. How are you going to get away from stress? Well, you can't completely, right? But you have to understand what it does. Okay? So, you got estrogen, which is a growth hormone. It makes you a woman. Ladies and guys, it makes you a woman too. Now, I'm not into the transgender stuff, okay? I'm not into it. You're a man. You're a woman. The problem is, when it comes to hormones, especially when men hit that around the age of 50, they got more estrogen than their wives. Because they don't have any testosterone. What a big problem in the world today. Men don't have testosterone. Men, you need testosterone, not estrogen. Okay? Ladies, your body loves estrogen. It makes you a woman. It's a growth hormone. Okay? And you combine that with insulin. Insulin is a food hormone. It's a growth hormone. It's not that complicated. It really isn't. You put estrogen, too much. You put insulin, too much. You know that, all about insulin. I talk about it every day, every day, every day. Is there any day that I don't talk about insulin? Well, it's food. How do you prevent breast cancer? In the kitchen. Primarily. Get rid of all those chemicals. And those crappy carbohydrates and sugar. Because insulin is a growth hormone. It's part of the perfect storm. Estrogen, insulin. And then, what adds fuel to that fire? Cortisol. The drip, drip, drip of cortisol. I've told you this before. The perfect storm in breast cancer is this. Too much estrogen? Always. Too much insulin? Always. Plus, the pouring of gasoline on the fire. Cortisol. So, remember, I'm a history guy. I'm history. History. Give me your history. When I wrote a book on chronic fatigue syndrome 30 years ago, give me your history. I'm a why guy. Why so much chronic fatigue? Why so much breast cancer? Stress. Stressful event. Family dynamics. Mommy sick. Father sick. Caregivers. Divorce. Separation. Kids go into the ditch. Finances. Usually major trauma of some kind, emotionally. The drip, drip, drip of cortisol. You're not sleeping properly or you're waking up all the time. And then you get hormones. Too much estrogen. And now it's a perfect storm, you see. Carboholic. My name is Susie, and I'm a carboholic. Sugar cancer loves it. Don't let anybody tell you that's not true. Don't let anybody tell you. You guys know better than that. It's not moderation, my friend. It's elimination. It's not moderation. Okay? Okay. Oh, here's another one. Oxalates. You know what they found on breast cancer? Women that get breast cancer have a lot of oxalates in their breast tissue. Oh, Dr. Brandon, I got to have my almonds. I got to have my almond milk. I got to have my oat milk. No, you don't. You drink one glass of that almond milk and you get 200 times more oxalates than you need in a day. Quit eating that stuff. Quit drinking it. Okay. Bad diet, xenoestrogens, stress, antibiotics, oxalates. Perfect storm. Stress, 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 stress. And, when I said antibiotics, I meant to say, in the overarching category is leaky gut, of course. Leaky gut. Okay? Leaky gut, oxidative damage, inflammation, and two big hormones, insulin and estrogen. Okay, now doc, what do we do? Doc, what do we do? Okay? I'm not into detection. That's medicine's job. I'm into prevention. Turn the ship around. You're on the Titanic. Fix the course. Change it. What do I do? Your body, guys, your body is unreal. Fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body, if you turn it, you turn that immune system on. Oh, I hated that in the last couple of years when nobody talked about the immune system. Ooh, I hated that. Virus, 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 virus. How about immune system, immune system, immune system? Whether it's a bacteria, virus, or cancer cells. One thing we know, I've taught you this many a time, you better get your vitamin D levels up. Guys, this is science. Vitamin D, Viderma, the sun. Nothing will help to prevent breast cancer more than the sun. Because your T cells, your little Navy SEALs, your Navy SEALs, they're going to go after cancer cells. They're killer cells. Killer white blood cells come out of your lymphatic system. Yes, vitamin D. And look, there's studies out there that show you want certain numbers. I like in the United States, 60 and above. In Canada, 150 and above. For cancer. More than that even. Okay? Get your vitamin D levels. I know doctors don't want to do it. I can't handle that. Because doctors, all they can think of, vitamin D is for your bones. What are you worried about? I know it's for your immune system, doc. You need vitamin D. And when the sun ain't a-shining, okay, we had our little bit of what they call Indian summer. Can we say that anymore? Okay. And it's been beautiful. But I started taking vitamin D in September. I love vitamin D. Okay? It would have won a Nobel Prize in medicine if anybody could make money from it. Vitamin D. Get your vitamin D levels up. Immune system. Get off the sugars. Eliminate. Sugar feeds cancer. If you don't believe me, get a PET scan done. Get off sugar. If you do nothing else, get off sugar. Ladies, I know, but Dr. Martin, I gotta have a little bit. No, you don't. No, you don't. You'll get used to it. That's why you do the 3-week. At the 3rd week of reset, you formed a habit. Reinforce it. I know it. Did I say it was easy? No, I'm not saying it's easy. But is it worth it? Yeah. Yeah. Block estrogen, ladies. Block estrogen. DIM, D-I-M. Capital D, capital I, capital M, DIM. You want to block it. I've shown you before and afters of blocking estrogen. You got a lot of estrogen. Don't worry about blocking it. Okay, block it. I love DIM. Okay? It's in our hormonal support. I'm a DIM guy. Dim it out. Men, even men, dim it out, man. Prostate, you want to block that extra estrogen. It's all over the place. High DHA. Guys, Google it. Google DHA and killing tumors. Omega-3, but the DHA in omega-3, it kills tumors. You might have a tumor now. You wouldn't even know it. If it's just starting to grow, you couldn't feel it. Destroy it. DHA, I'm big on that. Probiotics, obviously. I know I talk about this all the time, but guys, you know when someone tells you they don't need a supplement, I say, well, yeah, maybe in the 20s or whatever, okay, you know, you worked on a farm, you were dirt, you got in that dirt all the time. And lady, don't overclean, please. Don't overclean yourself, okay? You know, I used to see commercials, you know, I don't even know, is it still around, okay? I don't know, I haven't seen it in a while. Spick and span, okay? That's a term I've used. Don't be spick and span, okay? You got to be my age maybe to remember that. Is it still around? Maybe it's still around. I just haven't seen it, okay? But when I was a kid, spick and span. That meant clean, clean, clean. And my mother was a cleaner. My mother was a cleaner, okay? Spick and span. But don't over spick and span. I like that. I just thought of it. If you're a kid and you're watching me today, you're going, what the heck is that man talking about? Okay. I know, but I laugh at myself because I got these funny things in my head. Don't over clean. Don't over clean. Okay. Probiotics. We talked about the diet. Get rid of those crappy carbs and sugars and yeah. There is something you can do. There is something you can do. Now, you're not going to hear that too much, are you? You're not going to hear that too much. But, guys, I'm giving you that information. I know you live in the world in which you live in. And I'm not expecting perfection. I'm not. I'm a realist. I give you information, and it's up to you to act on it. Do everything you can. You know, sleep is important too. We've talked about that, but that's more in the area of cortisol. When you don't sleep properly. That's why I'm writing the book, Sun, Steak, and Steel and Sleep. Okay, guys. Did you have fun today? I did. Okay? I did. And I got my workout. Okay, guys. Oh, we got a good week coming up. We do. We got a great week coming up. Okay? So, some new stuff coming out that you'll find interesting. You really will. Okay? So, if you have any questions for Friday, do that. if get your friends and family to join the private Facebook group. Okay? Great. What else? The Doctors In podcast. Tell folks about it. Okay? Tell your friends, tell your family about that. They can tune in to a highly successful podcast, and that's because of you guys. Our audience, our faithful. You guys are unreal. That's how wonderful you are. I haven't said that lately, have I? Okay, guys. No, we love you dearly, and we'll talk to you soon.